What's the vibe? It's your boy Zebo. We back with another video. So, you've already seen the thumbnail. You already know what we're about to get into. And this is a fragrance by a house and a line that I really do, adore. It's one of the better lines that I kind of enjoy, especially for an affordable fragrance. It pretty much produce some real hitters from this line. I think I maybe have about 6 fragrances from this line. I got Black, I got Verde, Cobra, Ice, the OG, and this one, which makes 6. Or yeah, makes 5 or 6. I think it's about 6. But yeah, anyway, I really enjoy all of them. Do I need them? No, I don't. However, they're all, different fragrances in that particular line. But I needed to jump on this one because it is something totally different. And the fragrance that we will be talking about is Hawas London. Hawas London. Now this fragrance, man, it's getting punched up pretty bad, man. Like, it's a lot of bad reviews on this fragrance. And I'm not speaking on bad reviews as far as, reviewers. I'm speaking on the fragrance is not living up to the hype. It's really not living up to the hype. A lot of people are not satisfied with this fragrance. So I'll be jumping into it and letting you know what I think about it. Now, my experience with this fragrance is relatively new. This is a new fragrance that I acquired. I've been wearing it for a couple days. It's very different. Very different. It is inspired by one of Jerzoff's fragrances. So this has a very unique kind of a niche quality type of scent. And the DNA is definitely something that is different. So if you're thinking that this is one of those mass appealing or friendly buy purchase type fragrances, it's not. It's definitely not that. And you have to have a nose for fragrances to kind of find the good qualities in this fragrance, because our first sniff of this fragrance, I did not like it. I didn't. It just threw me for a loop, and I'm talking about I didn't like it at all. I didn't. That's not to say that I love this fragrance, because it's not one of Hawas's better fragrances. In fact, I will probably put this fragrance, man, this is gonna be low. I'm talking about low in the line of Hawas fragrances. This is gonna be low, if not the lowest. And the only reason why is because it's, and you can see I've been trying. I've really been trying with it. Like, I've been wearing it. But in the beginning, you get this pink pepper and pear and saffron. But in the beginning, the pear and the pink pepper is what you predominantly get. And that's fine. Like, I really enjoy that. It smells beautiful, absolutely beautiful. that opening it's just, man. And if I wish that this fragrance could have kind of maintained that opening like throughout the whole fragrance, because the beginning, that pear, which the pear, it does last in the fragrance, it lasts, but it becomes very, very like secondary. It becomes weak. It becomes not so much as juicy and crisp as it is in the beginning, and it dies down. And when it get into the middle, which is the frankincense, the rose, and it's like a white floral. That middle, that's the thing that turns me off about this fragrance, that I just can't get with. Once that opening transition into the middle and it rides that out, it gives it this kind of powdery, incense-y kind of vibe that just, I mean, it just, that whole, it's almost like a dull, dry kind of floral type of smell that I can't get with it. And you still have a hint of the pear in there, but it's just underneath, it's just buried underneath the middle notes that just, and I'm not the type that really like the powdery kind of, you know, dry, because that's more so like a suffocating type of, you know, smell to me, like the 9 p.m. Rebel. That's another one that has that powdery kind of dry type vibe that I just can't, no matter how much I wear it, I can't really get with it. I mean, initially it smells good once I spray it, but to have it on and wear it, it just, man, it kind of just throw me. Now, the thing with this is that it does have some type of silky smoothness, sweetness in its base. And that kind of helps a little with, you know, the covering up of the middle. But the middle is just like, it's like the theme. It's like the base of this fragrance. It's what this fragrance is kind of built on, like, because it lasts throughout the lifetime of the fragrance, which, in my opinion, it doesn't really last as long. I mean, I get a good 5 hours, maybe 6 hours, but that 5 and 6 hours is definitely like a skin scent. This thing is not a projector. It's really not. Like, from the moment that I put it on, I didn't really, you know, get much feedback from this. It didn't really project well. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we had an event at the house last night, and we had guests up to, you know, around about 25 people over to the house. We were, you know, entertaining, hosting, you know, the whole nine. And I kind of wore this because I didn't want to have anything that was just, you know, overpowering, dominating this, you know, but I wanted something that was pretty, you know, containable. But this thing, it was like I didn't even have it on. Like, I actually forgot that I was wearing this, that I even had this on, because it just kind of got lost in the company. It just got lost in the environment. It's not a projector. This could be more of an office scent, a work kind of vibe, because you're not gonna, you know, offend anybody with, you know, the overpowering of a fragrance, or somebody that's just around you that don't necessarily want to even smell a fragrance. So this more so is like a skin scent, like from the gate. I don't know how it is with other people. As far as with me, I mean, it doesn't smell bad. Like, I'm not saying that this is a horrible fragrance. I'm not speaking down on the fragrance because it does smell good. Like it's a very good smelling fragrance. We already know that it's inspired by a niche fragrance, so it's not gonna be liked or loved by everyone. You gotta have like the nose for it, and it smells good. It's just the performance aspect of it for me was not where it should be, especially dealing with a Hawas fragrance. Now, as far as, you know, the actual smell of it, the middle is not even, you know, the middle notes are not bad notes. They're not. They're not bad. It's just that I was, you know, once you get that opening and the way that opening smell, and it smells so beautiful, it transitions quickly. And it fades away, and then you kind of transition it to the middle, and that's just what, you know, kind of got me. And I was like, damn, you know, if they could have kept, you know, if not all of the opening, some of the opening. But once it transitioned, because I put this on at about 6 this morning, so it's about 10 right now, 11, and it's a skin scent. It's a skin scent. It's not a projector. The dry down is, I mean, you get a little with a pear, but for the most part, it's floral. You know, you got some vanilla and some amber in there. You even got a little woods in there, but you really don't get you really don't get too much of that. You get the floral and the pear, the vanilla and the amber a little bit because it's a little sweet, but it's not. If you love the Hawas line and you're thinking about what they've been producing, this is gonna be something different. And I would suggest that if you know anybody that have it, man, sample this first, like put your nose on it, try to get a smell of it before you actually, pull the trigger on this. Right now it's about 40 bucks, somewhere around there. Who knows? It might be at Burlington real soon because Cobra hit the stores. Like, I ordered Cobra and the next week or two, Cobra was at Burlington. So this thing might be at Burlington, especially if it doesn't do as well as they think it would do with orders. It's gonna hit Burlington fast. I wouldn't say, I hear other reviewers, tell you, get your nose on it, get you a sample, which, I would think that this is one of those fragrances that you would want to do that. However, a sample of this, 20, 30 bucks, bro. Like that's how much this thing costs. So getting you a sample of this is probably gonna be, I mean, you pay for a 10 ml or something, a 20 ml, you might as well just buy the bottle if you feel like you need to have it. Or if you don't want to take the risk, don't take the risk on it, because it's a strong possibility you may be disappointed because this is not the type of fragrance that everybody is gonna like or love. It's not that. It's not that. And I would go so far as to say this: I would have to be in a certain type of mood to actually wear this, because this is not a fragrance that I'm just gonna, out of the hundreds of fragrances that I have, this is not one that I'm just gonna jump up and grab and wear. I'm not gonna feel like wearing this. This is, and that's due to the smell. Like you have to, certain smells make you feel a certain type of way. And I don't really have an emotional association with this fragrance as of right now. I was kind of hoping that, the event and, everyone having a great time and it just being a beautiful moment that we were having, this will be associated with that night, with last night. But yeah, it didn't do what it was supposed to do. Not for me. Not for me. And I didn't get any compliments. I actually forgot that I had this on because I wasn't smelling it. So it didn't do what it was supposed to do. And then again, who knows? I could have probably added more sprays, which I didn't, go over the top with it because, again, I didn't want to offend the guests or whatever. But I don't know. I have to keep on wearing it. It is something that's different. It is something that everybody, and I keep stressing this, everybody is not going to like this. This is not your Hawas OG. This is not your Hawas Ice. This is not Verde or Cobra. This is not any of those. This is a very unique DNA. This is something that's totally different. So yeah, it's the atomizer is pretty much the same. Nice. It's just you can be tricked. You can seriously be tricked by this opening. That beautiful pear, that saffron, that pink pepper, that give it that spicy, fruity type vibe in the opening. It's very, very deceptive. It really is. It smells beautiful in the opening. It's just the dry down. And I'm hoping that in time that this sits for a while, that middle kind of like dial down a bit and let that pear shine. I'm thinking that maybe the pear is the focal point of this fragrance, and I'm hoping that in time, that the middle notes, the rose and the white floral, the frankincense, that will kind of like mellow out a bit and let the pear do a little more shine, because, that's the only thing that kind of like throw me for a loop. And then, sometimes you have to let these fragrances grow on you a tad bit. But it's not as bad as I've seen some reviews. It's not as bad as, because at first when I saw the reviews, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna hate this thing. Man, I should send this, I should ship it back. But, I am glad that I got it, because it gives it room to, kind of develop. And that's how some of these fragrances are. I have fragrances up there that I purchased that I absolutely, in the beginning, I absolutely did not like them at all. And then went back to them months later, and was like, damn, I can't believe that I slept on this. I wasn't wearing this all this time. Great fragrance. Turned out to be beautiful. But at the time, it just wasn't something that I was into. So this might be it. I'm going to trust in the process of Hawas and hope that, they was a step ahead of me, and they was over my head with this one, and it's taking me time to catch up with it. But it's definitely something different. And I don't know, I would say, man, if you don't want to like just be jumping out there and pressing your luck, don't go grab this like that. You might want to, check it out first. But look, that's what I got on that. Hawas London. Man, you know how we do on the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, share, the whole nine. It's your boy Zebo. I'm going to get up out of here. Peace.